Hello. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the CONTENTshift-Accelerator Award Show 2023. I'm very chuffed to be here again. I've presented it 7 times, and it's always fantastic to see the combination and the variety of startups that are present here. And it is, in fact, the 8th edition. So 8 years ago, the Börsenvereins Group had the great idea to bring together startups and industry companies from the book industry to inspire each other, to exchange ideas, and to talk business, of course. And it has been a very fruitful combination. And this year, 44 startups applied for the program from 3 different continents, including countries like US, France, the Netherlands, Romania, and the Philippines. And it has been fantastic to see what sort of startups applied. And then in June, there was a sort of a Germany's Next Startup contest where 10 startups were invited. They battled it out. And now the finalists that are here are the chosen ones. And they're really well prepared because they received webinars with information about the German book industry. They had their own personal mentor, and they had a multi-day very, very intensive workshop here in Frankfurt where they talked about their business models, they talked about challenges and opportunities. And yes, they've been practicing their pitches, they're geared up. And if you think this sounds appealing, as you're an industry company, you can apply for the program, and then you will become a spot in the jury and direct access to the startups. And this year's investors are Lehman's Media, Thalia Bookstores, Cornelsen Publishing House, Hörbuch Hamburg, great city, Hugendubel Bookstores, T. Neues Publishing House, Manz Publishing House and Bookstores, Schweizer Fachinformation, and MVB. So round of applause for our investors. Very enthusiastic. Yes, so now let's take a look what's going to happen today. We have our wonderful finalists. They're sitting here. They're very excited, so am I. And each startup will have 5 minutes to pitch. They are not allowed to exceed the time limit. If they do, they will have to invite all of you for a dish of Frankfurter green sauce and a cider. It's the rules, I'm sorry. And after that, we'll have a short round of Q&As. So do jot down any questions you have. And don't be shy, otherwise I have to ask all the questions. I am prepared. I love to ask questions, but yes, do get involved. After that, Per Dahlheimer will come up on stage and proclaim the winner of the CONTENTshift. Why is this so difficult to say? I haven't had enough coffee. CONTENTshift-Accelerator Award of this year. So yes, are you ready, guys? Yes. So what I wanted to mention, what I really love about this year is for the first time in my history, at least, we have a majority of female founders. Yay! Love that. Okay, first up is Bookscreener. It is the data science and search engine for publishers and their audiences, integrating ebooks into a multidisciplinary and interactive real-time full-text search. Please put your hands together for our first founder team, Dr. Veronika Haberler and Peter Melcharek.
Wunderbar. In the professional and academic world, books are in direct competition with databases. Non-fiction books have the highest price per page ratio, which brings some tricky challenges regarding the sales funnel. Have you ever tried to research a book, and did you find the PDF preview or the provided metadata really useful? Most of the time, it's not, because that's what you see when relying on metadata only. And that's what your customers will see when using Bookscreener. Instead of only 2% of the possible search terms, we bring 100% of the bigger picture. When selling high-quality content, showing too much in the preview will answer all the customers' questions without any purchase. Not showing what you have may result in 0 sales too. We solved this issue with our data science and search engine, Bookscreener. We designed Bookscreener for publishers and their booksellers, like our customer Fakultas. Publishers will get the full Bookscreener experience. Our easy-to-integrate backlist database promotes the complete portfolio. It features a super user-friendly research journey. The user gets instant feedback while exploring your content. Our interactive Sunburst menu makes navigation through all knowledge domains easy and fun. What makes Bookscreener stand out is the page rendering of all results in real time. Seeing the book and the exact search terms on the book pages are the most convincing selling proposition. Users can make your content even more popular by sharing their findings on social media. We at Bookscreener find everything, but you, the publishers, decide how much to show to your customers. Namely, it's up to you to choose from 3 different display options, ranging from just the search terms only, over a bit of context, to the entire page unblurred. No more reading samples to prepare, no more single chapters to sacrifice. Our widget for bookshops has all the features. Again, there's a full text, full portfolio search. It even sports a shop-in-shop zone where customers can look into a book of interest and get real-time recommendations based on their search. So every time a customer interacts with one of your titles via Bookscreener, top hits from your entire portfolio will be promoted. What's the special ingredient of our magical recipe? Well, we take the entire backlist of a publisher, create an IP-protected publication twin and index for each title. The publisher will get its own backlist database for its website, as well as a bookshop preview widget. The shop widget can also be easily integrated into retailers' online shops. Bookscreener supports the entire marketing and sales process, whether in-house or via your booksellers. We shine a light on your most valuable resources, your publications. If you want to know more, get in touch, go to bookscreener.com or find us on LinkedIn. Thank you.
Damn it. No green sauce for us.
Oh,
you were too fast.
Just in time.
Damn it. Okay, you, Veronika, you worked in a law firm.
Yes.
And you had to research a lot of sources, which is, I think, how you got the idea for the sort of prequel, the Leretor. Can you tell us about how the idea came about?
Yes,
or you both?
Actually, Peter is the lawyer, the one.
You're the lawyer.
Yeah, so
absolutely.
he know the pain
So
of
Veronika and
doing
I,
research.
we both have a legal tech background,
Yes.
and we thought that research is an important duty to do versus the clients, and something that has to be done, but nobody actually liked it, because research was so awkward in a sense, and tiring, and the results were sometimes
and very
promising, time-consuming as well. So we founded Leretor, which is an abbreviation for the legal research tool, in 2014. And with a very humanistic approach and user-centered design, we try to make research faster, better, more reliable, more fun, and it sounds a bit like a Daft Punk song.
Bookscreener came in, because everyone was asking, oh, you're doing the open source stuff, can you do the databases and helping us with research when it comes to the analog bookshelf and finding the right sources too.
And I was watching an interview with you, and it was about law firms and the fact that they're very traditional. Do you find that traditional industries are open for new technologies?
It depends on the circumstances.
I would say there's no way to escape anymore.
Okay.
Since last December, I would say some of them know, okay, times still are changing.
Yes, because I remember you saying in the interview that in law firms, they might not be so open to it, but you find there's been a change.
So we are attracted to sectors where change is a bit difficult, I would say. So,
but you're going to crack it.
No, we don't want to crack it, because I think we are more about innovation. For us is more about evolution and not revolution, so to say.
Understand.
Yeah. So I'm a sociologist.
I was just going to say that. You studied sociology. I was going to ask you, did you bring any of that sort of knowledge into your work?
It seems like, I hope so. I mean,
cool.
Once a sociologist, always a sociologist.
True. Is there any questions in the audience? No.
Awesome.
Luckily, I had some questions prepared. Thank you, guys, and good luck. And yes, I'll see you later. Our second startup is called GoLexic. It's a learning app for children struggling with reading or dyslexia. It creates short training sessions for them every day with exercises that help them develop their reading and spelling skills. Please put your hands together for founder and CEO Samantha Merlivat.
Thank you. So I want to go back to basics today, talk about children who are learning to read and who are really struggling with it. And I got into this topic because my brother has dyslexia, and I saw how much this impacted his life, his scolarity, his self-esteem, my parents' time, their finances. And I'm sure if you've had this in your family, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And probably a lot of you do, because this affects quite a lot of children. It's 1 in 5 children who struggle with learning to read, many of them because of dyslexia, but there are other reasons as well. And from these children, 80% will not get the support that they need before they leave school. And these years, especially in primary school, are really critical to help them improve their reading. So why does this happen? Because usually we identify, or the teacher, the parents know from the age of 7 that the child is struggling. So why does nothing happen? Well, it boils down to 3 things. The first one is that it takes a lot of time before parents can get a diagnosis. And without a diagnosis, there's really not a lot of help available to them. The only person to help is the teacher at school, but teachers don't have time to help 8 to 10 children individually in their class every day. And they're also not trained for it. They don't have the resources, the material, they don't have the training that it takes to help a child with dyslexia. So what we've done with GoLexic is created an app that makes reading intervention more easy, more accessible, and more affordable. And the way that we do this is we combine 3 things. We used, from a content perspective, an approach that is created specifically for the needs of struggling readers. We use speech recognition to listen to them read and spell, and then use that information to personalize the journey for them. So you might wonder, technically, what does this look like? Well, every day, the app creates a short program for the child. It shouldn't take more than 15 minutes to complete. In most cases today, the children are able to do it themselves because the app speaks to them and then listens to them as well. From these exercises, they will train all of the skills that they need to master to be able to strengthen their reading skills. And when they're done, obviously they get a little reward to congratulate them for putting in the effort of coming into the app. So we're not the only ones doing this, but there's not a lot of companies that are focusing on children who have learning difficulties. We are the only one to offer this in several languages. We're available right now in English and in German. And because we're a lot younger than the other companies, we were also able to leverage technology like AI and speech recognition in ways that others don't. And we've done this for parents first. This was really my goal when I started the company. We have a subscription for parents, and we're starting right now to introduce it in schools as well. This year, this is what we've accomplished. We have a 4.2 star rating in the App Store, which we're very happy about. We're close to 8,000 downloads now. We have our first users in schools as well. And this is the team doing everything. I'm the founder, Samantha. The rest of the team is heavily focused on engineering, and we've had a lot of support from amazing people and initiatives like CONTENTshift. I do have to ask, since this is the book fair and most of you might be publishers or might know publishers, there's 2 things that we are looking for right now. If you want to help us on our mission to turn struggling readers into little happy, excited readers, is we are looking to talk to educational publishers to work together on addressing the gap in support in schools for Leserechtschreibschwierigkeiten. And we also are looking to talk with children's book publishers to integrate more fun stories into the app that kids can practice with. So these are my contact details if you want to help with any of this so that we can give every child a chance to read. Thank you.
And Samantha, in July at least, you were also looking for a co-founder. Is that still?
Always looking for a co-founder, yes.
Anybody, if they're interested, contact details. And I read that you said in an interview, I love using the power of digital to bring people together. Could you elaborate on that?
I do not remember saying this, but
I have it on YouTube.
You have it on YouTube?
Yeah. I think it was about the fact that you have an easy access to communicate with possible users of your app and to exchange information.
Yeah, it's true. I think one of the things that I like specifically about digital and the way that we do it is that before, parents were always in a position where they had to wait for support from someone, and this whole ecosystem is quite disconnected with the teachers on one side and the parents, the children, the tutors, the therapists, that everything is very disconnected. And what we have the chance of doing right now is give a tool that everybody can access so that the child can be cared for the best way possible through all of the people that are working with the child. And if they want, they can all share information about it as well, all in the effort of improving the child's well-being and reading skills. Yeah.
And on my research, I also read that this is the first time you founded a company.
Yes.
And I'd like to know what sort of you learned about the management role and about yourself, possibly.
About the management role and about myself, I think I definitely learned a lot about myself in terms of resilience, in terms of all of the skills that I was able to develop when I didn't have a choice, about how much I was able to do alone, but also about how much I was able to inspire people to help. I think this is one thing that's been the biggest learning, probably also to address the question of management. It's been that once you have a vision and you have a clear plan, there are so many people that are willing to help and contribute, and that if you can really listen to the voices that know better than you, and also trust the people that are willing to give you advice, you are able to move forward a lot faster.
And I mean, of course, it's a very personal issue and very important. So that also motivates a lot, I'm sure.
For me, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think when you speak with children that are, and you can see them already at 7 or 8, they are a little bit broken because they're so self-aware about their reading difficulty. It's not just my brother, it's every time that we do testing, it's really, in front of me.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Are there any questions in the audience? No. Thank you so much, Samantha.
Thank you.
Good luck. The idea for LitX came about from the fact that Lars Leipson wrote a novel during his consulting time as a creative balance and started wondering if it is possible to make data-driven predictions about which books are likely to succeed. So he created LitX, which makes exactly that possible. Put your hands together for Lars.
Thank you very much. Hi. Hello. I'm Lars. And I have the pleasure today to share something with you that I love building every day. I do have a clicker, and then things go forward. We are LitX. We provide the data behind your stories. Or, said in different words, we help you find and sell the next 50 shades of gray. Imagine you're working at a book publisher, and you might be working in program management, just like Andrea here does. Your job is to find and validate new titles to publish every day. You know how to do this, but you click through Amazon to find new impulses, click by click by click. That is frustrating. You could be Peter working in sales. Your job is to set prices and optimize prices, and your best source of information is Walter, doing this for 25 years, and somehow you always land on $9.99. You could be Sam, working in marketing and doing search engine marketing, something you love, but you have to do this for the entire front and back list, 200,000 titles, and you work through it one by one by one, cumbersome and painful. Or you could be John, working in business development, trying to bring your company forward, trying to facilitate important decisions. You do get to those decisions, but ultimately, you don't always know how you landed on them. For all of these people, the problem is the same. There's too much data, there's too little time to really handle it, and all you have at your hands, at your disposal to address this is pure intuition and experience. This is where Lytics comes to play. We collect a lot of international external market data from online shops, from social networks, from agent networks, from search engines, and from rating communities. And based on this, we build a unique data treasure that helps you address these problems. We then provide access to this data treasure with use case-based access. This could be trend scouting, could be price setting, can be search engine optimization, or really anything you need to master. Providing use case-based access means we provide unique dashboards that are cut out for the specific use case. We make this huge amount of data manageable for you and walk you through the process to make it easily digestible. You can filter these dashboards to meet your needs. You can subscribe to them and get the latest info in your inbox every week. So this helps if you're an Andrea, Peter, Sam, or a John, or if you work with these people. This helps them to get from a cumbersome, time-consuming manual process to a highly tech-driven process that enables them to make data-driven decisions based on the most relevant data sources out there. As a result, you not only save a lot of time, but you actually save a lot of frustration. You become a much nicer person by working with data. Moreover, you can actually produce more robust results. And you can repeat this process reliably every week. So, if this is of interest to you, you should get informed. Talk to me, talk to my co-founder Basti, sitting in the audience. He's the data science guy, so depending on the question, that's the right person to go to. Get access. It's very easy. Visit the website, get your use case, and then get the insights that really help you to get your job done in a new way. You can find us at the Börsenverein booth in 40E21, or reach out to us anytime. We really love to help you, and we might give you a hint what the next 50 shades of, whatever you like is. Thank you very much for your attention.
That was fast. I owe you green sauce now.
I'll take it.
Lars, you wrote a novel yourself. Have you tried the app on it? Would it be successful?
I didn't know that would be in the focus. No, it's a beautiful manuscript that has
Are you talking
received
about
a
your
lot
own
of,
manuscript?
Of course.
Okay.
It has received a lot of
the
love,
confidence.
but no. Yeah, no, that's not happening. No, it doesn't work like that. So what we really do is we collect the entire market, and then you can search it. So the book has to be in the market in order to be found. Mine is unfortunately not.
Why not? There's publishers here, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's,
You said it was wonderful.
It is wonderful to me. I think I have to be a little bit humble there. No, I think there's better authors out there.
Really?
I have to accept that.
You never know.
I heard there are some.
Maybe if you publish it and then you can check on your app.
Let's talk about this later, I guess.
Yeah. You know where you can find him. And I think it was called differently before, L-I-D-A.
Oh, you found that?
Yes.
Yes.
What brought about the name change?
Welcome to German bureaucracy. You're not allowed to use names that are not unique enough. So first the name was literature data, but there is general terms. You cannot register general terms as a brand. Okay. So we thought we follow Elon and go with the X.
Oh, nice. Lit X. I like it.
It sounds cool.
It does. It does. Are there any questions in the audience? There's a question.
Love it.
Do we have a microphone?
I can repeat the question.
Yeah.
You say that with your solution, you can just only search for things that already exist. Can you use your software next bestseller?
Yes.
And read a lot of, for example.
So the question is if we have only data of books that is already on the market, can we actually provide a service that is kind of predicting anything? So there's different angles of how we address this. One, we got international markets right now, Germany, US. US market is content-wise generally considered to be a little bit earlier than the German market. So for German publishers, it makes sense to search in the American market and see, okay, what's trending in the last month in the American market, and that what might be interesting for the German market. So there's one aspect. Then we got agent networks in there. Maybe you know the manuscript wish list in America. So this is a community of agents who basically say, hey, I'm currently looking for this and that. So this is the step before a book gets to a publisher. So it is looking into the future to a certain degree. And then you got an effect that publishers do list their books, for example, on Amazon, way before they are actually on the market and can be purchased. So you have actually books in there that are not being sold yet. So this is a third way that helps you to look into the future.
Okay, thank you. The point is, one really big point or pain point of a publisher is that they have tons of manuscripts that nobody's written them.
Yeah.
And probably one of them is the next bestseller.
Maybe yours.
Maybe yours. Exactly.
I'm going to send you a copy.
Yes, do.
And if today with LLM, large language models, you could read them and identify with your trends that you already have which one could be.
That is correct.
Probably the next bestseller.
This is generally a very valid business idea, but this is not what we do. Okay. So the big difference is that we don't believe in that you can identify the next bestseller based on the internal composition of a full text manuscript. There is just too many factors to it. You can probably make an educated guess, but you're never going to be in the real prediction area here. Our belief is that the much more valid approach is to look at the market and look what do people actually like out there? What is successful and what are the success waves, if you will, that I can ride as a publisher? So if kind of magical boys with hard kind of family situation and magical school is generally successful, there might be other books addressing the same content trend that you can get your hands on and that you can ride that wave with, right? So it's either an internal perspective, solely focusing on the manuscript, focusing on the craft in it, on the work, these kind of details, or it's an external market perspective where you actually have customer feedback. So in our discussions when we founded LitX, we thought about this approach, but we consider the external perspective to be much more valid and much more promising. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Thank you. Any other questions? No. Lars, thank you so much.
Thank you
I'm
very
looking
much.
forward to that manuscript.
Will do. Thank you.
SUMM AI is an AI-powered tool that automatically translates any complicated text into easy language. Easy language is a firmly defined language style from the field of accessibility, which is understandable for everyone. Please put your hands together for COO and co-founder Vanessa Theel. There you are.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Vanessa, co-founder of SUMM AI, and we have the mission to make the world understandable. First of all, who are we? We are often introduced as the AI rockstars from TU Munich, and that's exactly who we are. We're a strong founding team with the passion to use our technical knowledge for something good. As you can see on the picture, we're supported by a few other people that help us in all different aspects, from design over language up to programming. The mission to make the world understandable is actually a very personal one, since it comes from the close family circle of my co-founder, Flora. So we have an unofficial team member, Flora's aunt. Flora's aunt has a slight physical disability and hence couldn't go to school as long or intense as she might otherwise could have. But she's super interested in politics, she surfs the web, but whenever it comes to longer sentences or complex words, she has a lot of questions and struggles to understand. And that actually applies to more than 10 million people in Germany alone. Those are people who have learning difficulties, people who have German as their second language, elderly people, or educationally disadvantaged people who rely on so-called easy language in order to navigate their daily lives. Easy language is a specific style of language. It has short sentences, there's only one thing happening in each sentence, and it has a more active choice of words. I brought an example where probably all of you can relate to. So this is the Apothekenumschau, so something about health. And you can see it has a lot of long sentences and hard words. So you need to read it 3 times, 4 times in order to understand what's actually going on. If you're super lucky, like in the case of Apothekenumschau, you can also get this in an easier way. This is understandable for everyone, and depending on the area that you're in, it's actually legally required. But a lot of people here in the room probably have a question mark on their faces because they've never heard of easy language before. And the reason for this is it's very rare right now because it needs to be translated manually. This takes a lot of time. It is very expensive with around 150 euros per page. And it comes with a waiting period of up to 3 months. Our solution is the DeepL for easy language. So what you do is you input a complex text on the left, you click on translate, and you get an easy version on the right in just a few seconds. Why is this relevant for the content area? The first thing is that I already talked about this or touched a little bit. There will be a regular requirement. So this means with the EU Accessibility Act, products and services will need to be accessible. And this also means that they need to be understandable. The second point, which is bigger, is that with easy language, you can get a new target group. As I said, it's more than 10 million people in Germany alone who currently can't understand text that is not in easy language. How do we do this? Buzzword AI, of course. We use large language models. But what we do as our USP is we build an easy language layer on top. So we have our own data. We fine-tune a large language model in order to adhere to the rules of easy language. Also, we bring together the best of both worlds from a rule-based approach and AI in order to adhere as closely as possible to the rules of easy language and make the information as accessible and understandable as possible. With this, we have built a very nice group of customers already, organizations in all different areas. And with this, I would like to end and ask you to come with us on our way to make the world more understandable. Thank you.
Vanessa, when translating a text, how complex is it to translate it into another language?
You mean into English or French,
because
for example?
I think you can't just put it in, like a normal translation because it's easy language. So how does that make a difference?
Actually, it works. And it's also easier. So it's easier to translate text into another language when it's
already in easy language.
Yeah, definitely.
But if it's not in easy language?
Oh, then it's very hard. Yeah. So we work a lot with the public sector.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of very specific words that even people who have German as their mother tongue don't understand. And there's not really a word for it in another language. So this is a big, big problem if you want to translate it.
Yeah, I can imagine. And how is barrier-free language defined in the European Accessibility Act?
Yeah, it depends on what area of organization you come from. So as a broad definition, it said that it needs to be understandable for people with disabilities. If you're from the insurance sector or the finance sector, it's defined as it has to be less than B2 as a level, if you look at it from German as a second language.
And you mentioned your team at the beginning. And I think it was very important to you that it's diverse. How did you go about putting the people together or finding your team?
I think we were really lucky. I would like to have a go-to strategy on how to build a diverse team, but unfortunately I don't.
You're just lucky.
Yeah, we were just lucky. So
okay,
I think our tool in itself attracts different types of personalities. And this is also something that we portray to the outside. So when we are looking to hire new people, of course, we want to have a diverse group of people. And so far, we were lucky enough to find people that fit.
How wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. And
Thank you.
also good luck to you.
Thank you.
To Teach uses AI to generate personalized educational content that adapts in real time to the interests, abilities, and needs of the learners and supports teachers in offering individual lessons for all learners, while at the same time, the technology is also available to education providers so that they can create content even faster and better. And here he is, Felix Weiß.
Wow, thank you. This sounds so good when you're reading this for us. Hi, my name is Felix, and today I'm going to show you to teach the artificial intelligence for tomorrow's education. Actually, I started to be a teacher, and during my work in different teaching facilities, we got aware that there's always one recurring problem. Teachers and students are not satisfied with the current offer of education providers, and over 80% of teachers say that they cannot fulfill the individual needs of their students. Luckily, we recently arrived in a new era where generative AI can solve this problem and create individual content. But unfortunately, those large language models are not optimized for education. They require a certain digital skill set, and they produce text-only output. Don't worry, we got you covered. And with To Teach, we use those large language models, similar to SUMM AI. We optimize them to education for educational usage. We combine them with our own database of knowledge, and we train them with our community of 10,000 of teachers. And of course, it's super easy to use, and the output is usable in the classroom as a print, digital, interactive, whatever. Because with To Teach, you can create personalized exercises for the individual interest for your students. You can choose from our variety of didactical templates and adapt them to your topics. You can bring your own content, enhance and adapt them through the use of our AI. And you can create entire lesson plans and plan your school year within seconds or minutes. Yeah, right now we have over 10,000 teachers on our platform worldwide. We got selected as Didacta Startup of the Year 2023 at the Europe's biggest education fair. And in the last year, we made a case study with a tutoring provider where we found out that while using To Teach, you can save up to 50% of preparation time, which is super cool. And I also brought 3 comments from our community. And yeah, this is the reason we wake up every day. We work hard on our product because it's super cool to see that our product is a value for teachers. We also have a solution for B2B. And on the one side, we have a B2B2C solution, which is basically a white label solution of To Teach for example, a learning management system. And on the other side, we have an offering tool based on our education. Here we're working with a few publishers to use their content as a knowledge database. Because one of the biggest concerns of AI is, where does the information come from? And is it trustfully? Or is it trustful? And we enable those publishers to create AI scalable content by using their existing portfolio as a knowledge database, so that teachers and authors can create new individual and personalized content in real time and still know the resources and know that it's trustworthy. If this is interesting for you, you find us in Hall 3.1 at the booth of the Land Baden-Württemberg stand. This is the team. My name is Felix. As I said, I'm the teacher. In the second row from the back is Marius. He's the CTO and the magician behind the AI and on the keyboards. And yes, scan this QR code, follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, X, whatever. And we are super happy to talk to you. Try our product for free. And thank you very much for your attention.
Felix, my research, I heard this interview, and it's a couple of months ago, and at the time you only had only 7,000 to 8,000 teachers. Now you already have 10,000. You also work with influencer marketing. Can you tell me how this works for you?
I can try. We had a test run in marketing in May or June, and we found out that influencer marketing, social media is super interesting for us. The reason is because our target group right now which CONTENTshift helped us to develop,
Yes.
are young people and people which are done with studying to be a teacher. I don't know the English word, Referendariat, teacher in training, I guess. And
Don't know.
we found out that they say, if there is a teacher influencer and they do something, I trust them. So we were like, okay, if we can find those influencers and we can show them to teach and they like it, and luckily they do, they will reach out for this target group for us. And this is basically what we did. And it sounds easy. It kind of is easy, but still it's a lot of work to like build up those relationships, work with them, and show them how to use our product. Yeah.
I didn't realize there's teacher influencers.
I didn't know this before. Yeah.
How many followers do they have?
Like from 2K to like 50K in Germany. The most important or the most well-known influencer is Bob Blume. I guess he has like 100 or something, 100K.
Wow.
And in the US, they're even bigger persons.
Crazy. So it seems that the job of a teacher is becoming more easy. Maybe I'll retrain. Can you tell me how this is going to change the work of educators?
Yeah, let's see. I mean, right now we are enabling them to just do the same, faster, quicker, and like in more formats. Maybe in the future it will be easier. Maybe it will be, a teacher will more be like a companion because knowledge can be transferred by AI or by technology. But we'll see. We are open for this. And right now we want to solve one pain point, and this is like lesson preparation.
Well, thank you so much, Felix, and
Thank
good
you.
luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
I completely forgot to ask the audience if there's a question. Is there a... Oh, there is a question. Sorry about that. I'd given up. Felix.
Hi, thank you for your presentation. Are you using LLM, large language models, behind your solution? And are there your own algorithms, or you're just using OpenAI, ChatGPT, or something else?
Basically, we are using the free large language models like BART, Claude, and ChatGPT, and we combine them with the database and with our way to leverage the AI, kind of. And then, like some AI, we are fine-tuning it. We can train it with the community of teachers. They like to give us feedback. They have teachers. And yeah, no, we don't think that creating an own AI would be the perfect fit, because I guess then we should be like a team of 50 to 100 persons and not like the team we are right now.
Not yet.
Not yet. And yeah, basically we use those large language models and optimize them for this particular use case. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Felix. XigXag makes books more accessible, more engaging, more social, and more sustainable with an exclusive listen and read concept and the most advanced digital book platform ever imagined. XigXag has built the first ever fully integrated listen and read experience for books. This enables for proficient readers a richer and more flexible experience, and for the reading challenged, the first ever independent access to best-selling books. Our final startup of today, CEO and co-founder Kelli, good name, Fairbrother.
With an introduction like that, I'm not sure I need to actually pitch. But so I'm Kelli. I'm co-founder and CEO of XigXag. At XigXag, we're superpowering reading to allow everyone to enjoy more books. Our observation was that digital formats really haven't been innovated in decades since digitization over 20 years ago. And we started XigXag as audiobook lovers that were really dissatisfied with the solutions that were available to us. And we felt like we were missing out on what the author intended for us to enjoy. But we also observed that ebooks really haven't moved on in that time either. And so our vision is to ensure that the digital book experience is good enough to engage younger audiences, to keep young people who find it difficult to read engaged in books when it's a little bit more accessible for them, and to drive more sustainable consumption away from the physical books, where we send 320 million books to landfill every year. So we're doing that by creating the most the best digital book platform ever imagined, the most exceptional experience for consumers, trying to make books more accessible, more engaging, more social, and more sustainable. And we start with a market-leading mobile app that takes audiobooks and ebooks and puts them together for the very first time in a fully integrated format, which we call the X-Book. And that unlocks loads of first-ever features for listeners and more distinctive features than all of our competitors combined. So for the first time, you can listen, you can read, you can switch between both, or you can read along, which means you can see the text and illustrations as you listen, just as the author intended. You can look up words you don't understand in our dictionary or in a Wikipedia integration. You can search for keywords or concepts that you might have forgotten since the last time you were listening and just refresh your memory and keep listening, which allows for efficient consumption. And with a single tap, you can capture the text transcription of what you were just listening to take notes on it, to share it as a clip on social media, either as a video or an audio clip. And you can see there. And we're trying to free consumers from really inflexible monthly subscriptions because consumers ultimately want to buy books and publishers ultimately want to sell books. So we don't sell credits and we don't sell hours of content. We're selling books. And our unique business model allows us to unlock binge behavior among listeners. And we're building a global social platform around this, the Goodreads for listeners, which doesn't exist today, which is remarkable given audiobooks have been the fastest growing segment of the industry for over a decade, growing at 30% year on year. And there is no community for people who are listeners to come together and enjoy their books. We've built the most technologically advanced content platform in the industry. We publish 95% of our content without any human intervention. And we also superpower our publishers. We have 40 publishers signed to the platform. And we're solving big challenges for publishers. We're giving them access to younger audiences. Over half our audience is under 35. We're making books more accessible and allowing publishers to achieve their accessibility ambitions with respect to EU legislation. We're making books more sustainable, and we think digital formats are a critical part of publishers' sustainability and net zero ambitions. And we just produce really good tech. We launched our first B2B product for our publishers this past summer. And in doing so, unlock new avenues for publishers to get access to really high quality technology solutions that help meet their needs as well as our audience needs. And we have an amazing team. My co-founder is among the best in the world at digital media tech. He's a former director of production technology at ITV. I'm former McKinsey, Harvard Business School, West Point, US Army. We met at Deluxe, which is the biggest fulfillment partner to Netflix. And we helped sustainable print tech company Gelato become a unicorn. And we're joined by George Walkley, who's our chief content officer, who set up the digital book business at Hachette in the UK. And our metrics speak for themselves. We have nearly 100,000 downloads. We've been delivering over 20% month-on-month growth for over a year. We have customers from 30 countries, despite only marketing in the UK. And we came to the CONTENTshift-Accelerator to go faster, and we are really grateful for the opportunity to be a part of the program. We're building the next era-defining consumer brand, and we're looking for publishers who want to come fly with us. Thank you for listening. If you're interested, please get in touch. Thanks.
Thank you, Kelly. You pride yourself on being more human than big tech competitors. In what way?
In every way. And it's not hard to do. So a human being will answer your support questions. We do a lot of curation of titles with our publishers. And just in every way, we're trying to make it a more human experience because we think that's just such a clear differentiator from big tech.
And you find this industry is not working sustainable enough. Why is that?
Because Amazon has a 16 billion stake in physical books to protect. And they control a great deal of, particularly the English language markets. And without any ambition or incentive for them to innovate, I think that's partly where we are. But you could also argue that they're just not very good at innovating. Their core UI hasn't changed in decades either. So I think there's a capability aspect to it as well.
And you submitted your application for a B Corp certification.
Yes.
Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, so a B Corp is a movement about sustainable business where we take really seriously our responsibility, not just to our shareholders, but also to our customers, to our suppliers, which is obviously relevant for the publishing industry, and to our employees. And we just think it's the kind of future wave of business. And if we want capitalism to survive, we really think that businesses have to take their own responsibility in terms of doing the right thing by these stakeholders.
Absolutely. And I love that story about, I think you got into audiobooks in Germany because you were stationed here.
Yeah, so I lived in Ansbach by Nuremberg back in the late 90s. And this is before global content platforms. And it was my only form of English language entertainment.
Yeah.
So I was listening to, and mein Deutsch ist nicht so good. So
Sounds pretty good.
That's about all I can do. And so it was really my only form of entertainment. And then to come back to audiobooks in 2018, and I was
infamously in the Tube in London.
Yes, yeah, in the Tube in London, where I had no network connection. And the narrator came across and told me that in order to see the infographics that were core to the story, it was Hans Rosling's Factfulness, if any of you book lovers remember that one. The infographics were core to the story, and I was told I needed to download a PDF from a desktop website. I just thought, this is 2018. Yeah, like technology should be better.
Which is great, though, because then you said, okay, I'm going to do this myself.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Cool. Well, I said, I know a guy who can build this for me.
But I have the idea.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, so.
Well, thank you so much, Kelly, and also good luck for you.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
And yes.
Yeah.
Are there any questions from the audience?
Cool.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes, and now the moment we've all been waiting for. The winner will be announced shortly. And I read on the Content Shift website that some of the startups here actually go to Die Höhle der Löwen, which is the dragon den, for those of you who are not from Germany. And yes, we have our own lions here. They're actually much cooler than die Höhle der Löwen jury. And I'd like to mention them to you. Martina Friedrich from Cornelsen Verlag, Nina Hugendubel and Per Dahlheimer from Hugendubel, Magia Ram and Colin Howell from Hörbuch Hamburg, again Hamburg, beautiful city, Detlef Büttner, Liemans Media and Leif Gerritz Theel, Dr. Wolfgang Pichler, Manz, Stephanie Pank from T. Neues, Jasmin Aluvalia and Philipp Naye from Schweizer Fachinformation. And then we have the representatives of the Börsenvereinsgroup Ronald Schild, Managing Director MVB, and Lennart Schneider from Subscribe Now podcast. Thank you to you. And if you don't agree with their decision, these are the names to remember and go to after the event. So yes, thank you for your work. And now let's welcome Per Dahlheimer on stage, who's going to proclaim the winner of CONTENTshift-Accelerator 2023.
So, thank you very much. My name is Per Dahlheimer. I'm Managing Director from Hugendubel Digital, and I'm very proud that as a member of the jury, I am allowed to announce the winner. And I'm neither female nor I am a startup, as you can see, but I have a big advantage with me on the in front of me. So that is the prize one of the startups will receive. However, let's say the real start, I think, of the entire format Content Shift is Content Shift itself, because I want to really promote this program. It is really leveraging the horizon, I think, of every company who has participated every year. And I think also it is also leveraging the, let's say, access for the startups to get into the publishing, book publishing scenery and to get to the right contacts. The second thing is why and how are we actually deciding? And this year it was again very difficult. So I think all of the startups made very, very good jobs. And we, let's say, have 4 to 5 criteria like we use. The first is, do we think that the person will really build a substantial business? So that is, let's say, person and team. Second thing, is this matching the book industry or is it something else? So it's important. Will it earn money? So that is the third thing. And yeah, what impact has it on the book? Is it a big impact or a small impact? And this year, there was a big focus on, let's say, what social impact on reading is it actually providing. We have the situation in the German schools that approximately 20% of people are not able to properly read in the Grundschule, so that is the elementary school in Germany. And that even one in a classroom is sitting there with dyslexia, so not really able to read. And of course, is reading the foundation of personal development, and also, of course, the foundation of our entire book industry. So I think there might be already an idea in which city this prize will go this year. So it goes to the capital and the GoLexic. So to Samantha, could you please come up? Yeah. There's also a reason how I have to also tell you, because we think that has a really social impact, that you are helping children to read, let's say, better reading. We know that your brother, I think, suffered the same dyslexia, and your app is really perfect because it's 15 minutes of work. Pupils can do that at home, self-providing content. It is step by step, and and even teachers can use it in schools, and makes also of course the parents happy, because if you have, let's say, children at home with dyslexia, everybody is really struggling with it and is really trying to find some solutions. So congratulations for your good idea and your perfect project you are providing.
Thank you very much.
Wait a second, we have to.
It's upside
It's
down.
yours. It's
Oh, yes. Congratulations, Samantha. And I just got the information that we have to hurry up. So I'm going to wrap this up fast. Thank you so much for everybody who was involved. You can continue with the picture. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to the wonderful startups, the jury. Thank you for this great decision. And yes, join us next year at the CONTENTshift-Accelerator 2024. And if you're a startup, you can check out the information on the CONTENTshift website. And if you're an industry company from the book industry, then also you can check out the website and join us next year, possibly. Thank you so much to everybody involved.